Don't you want the story twice? Have no fear, the studio say remake so.
Like, what are we supposed to do
I don't know.
about that? I mean, whatever. We still have, like, I don't know, central air and relative access to health care, at least,
Well,
and access to food.
Sorta, kinda.
We are highly educated and have things to do, so it's not great, but at least we'll have fun
Yeah.
when we perish 10 years sooner than our life expectancy.
Welcome to Once More with Feeling, podcast about doom and gloom and great original films and their often not so great remake. This week we're looking at The Jungle Book. Oh,
Yeah, we are.
I'm Gus Schiff. I'm a screenwriter, sometimes a comedian. I'm starting to direct little things. It's exciting. We're submitting to film festivals. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty.
It'd be fun
I
to
think
see
it's
how
pretty good.
your little movie goes.
I think it's pretty good.
I can't wait to see
It's
it.
pretty good. The opening scene, at least, is perfect. Everything else is solid, but like that opening is incredible. Who are you?
That's so satisfying. It's like make something and watch it over and be like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
I like
I
that."
did it.
Actually, just unqualified. I did that.
Yeah. It's nice.
I'm Mariana. I'm a film critic, film scholar, media anthropologist is what my Twitter bio says. My Blue Sky bio. I don't fuck with Twitter anymore.
Oh, okay. You're not a media scholar. You're a media anthropologist.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
All media anthropologists are media scholars. Not all media scholars are media
Oh,
anthropologists.
okay. So you're a rectangle. No, you're a square. You're a square. Everyone else is a rectangle. Aren't you cool and special?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just jump into it. Disney's The Jungle Book, 1967. I forgot how we do it. Do we do history, synopsis?
Gus, we have done this, I think, 10 times. I think this is the 10th time
Yeah, but it's the 9th episode. We are recording this. That's important to know. We're recording this slightly out of order. We are recording this after we recorded the next episode, Pete's Dragon, because we didn't want to watch 3 movies last week.
It's a lot of movies to watch.
We wanted to watch 2 movies last week and 3 movies this week. I'm going to start with the history. 1967. Here's what's going on. LBJ is still president. Kennedy, of course, was shot in 1963. Did I say 1960? This is 1967. Kennedy was shot in 1963. His vice president, LBJ, still president. He was reelected. The Vietnam War is continuing. The buildup is still happening. There's more and more troops every day. There's massive demonstrations across the country. Famously, this is the year that Muhammad Ali refuses the draft. He has a great quote about it. I'm not going to say it because it has the N-word in it.
You can just replace it with N-word.
I also don't know the quote off the top of my head. It's something. Okay. It's something like the Vietnamese never called me an N-word. It's a great line. The space race is happening. This is the year that the Apollo 1 disaster happens, where all 3 of the astronauts die in the faulty capsule. It's super hippie time also in the United States. The Summer of Love, this is the year that happens in San Francisco. Elvis gets married in 1967. The 6-Day War happens between Israel and all of its neighbors. Thurgood Marshall becomes the Supreme Court Justice, the first black Supreme Court Justice. And in my opinion, one of the best Supreme Court Justices. I liked him. I like his decisions. Despite all that, still a whole lot of racial tension in the country. There were a large number of major race riots across the country, including one of the country's worst ever in Detroit. Yeah. So a weird time.
It's always a weird time.
Such a weird time
in the United States of America.
Always, we have not had one single fucking decade of just chill.
No normal times allowed.
We cannot, for the life. This is why I'm excited to not be a superpower anymore.
Same.
I just want.
What will we be?
I just want to chill out. I just want to have a nice time. I want art. I want the government to fund art projects. You know, the reason, I think it's Sweden. The reason it's one of the Scandinavias. The reason they're the reason they punch so above their weight in video game production is because the government funds the first 2 years of a new game studio, or at least they used to. That could be a lie. I could be making that up. I don't think I am. But do your research, everybody.
It's similar with Australia. Yeah. Their film commission is really, really well funded, and that's where Bluey came from. That's where the Babadook came from. That's where Talk to Me came from.
Come on, U.S. government. Give me money.
Come on. I want to.
Don't just give me money. Sorry, let me clarify that. Give me money to do cool things.
Yeah, to do cool things that we're good at. I'm excited to see what we're gonna be as a nation when we've stepped away from this idea that every year has to be some huge fucking international project in
things have been
soft power. Can we not just
things
chill?
have been too nice. We need to invade a brown country. Not gonna make that segue. So let's talk a little bit about the Jungle Book.
Speaking of invaded brown countries.
Thank you.
I'll make the segue.
Thank you, Latino woman, for making that
You're welcome.
segue for me. This book was written in 1894. I wrote it down. Yeah. So this was written by Rudyard Kipling. He's a Rudyard? His name is Rudyard?
Yeah. Rudyard Kipling,
His book written by R. Kipling, a British writer who was born in India during the Raj. Mowgli and his adventures that show up in this animated version are really just the first 3 stories of the book out of 7 total. I think there were more Mowgli stories in the second Jungle Book, which I did not look at. Disney tends to adapt extremely popular stories. At least this phase of Disney does, and this is no exception. This book has been in print, I think, the whole time. It's been adapted
since 1893 or whatever.
I think so, 1894. It's been adapted into this movie that we're about to talk about, obviously, but also it's been adapted into other books, like Stranger in a Strange Land, which I think was Heinlein, and The Graveyard Book, which was Neil Gaiman. It's been adapted into an opera, into several symphonies, into a radio play, into a DC comic, into a Marvel comic, into a manga. It just keeps showing up.
Why is that, I wonder?
I think it's just a good, I think this is one of the first stories of guy, man, human gets lost in the nature and raised by animals.
I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty established archetype. Wild boy.
Name one.
Name one. I don't know. It just seems like it's a figure in folklore.
Yeah, name one.
I can't.
Okay.
Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe the Jungle Book has so colored my perception of what.
I'm sure there are feral man stories in folklore, but I don't know if they're this one, and it's got the quest built in, right? It's Mowgli going from the jungle to the village. It's got a cool, fun cast of characters. It's a great little story.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's so cute. So, let's talk about. Now I'm going to tell you a synopsis of the Jungle Book. Yeah.
Okay. Really quickly, yeah. I didn't look up any of the original Jungle Book stuff, but I kind of wonder what the relationship between the Jungle Book and Tarzan is.
I also wondered that. I know Tarzan. They're in different continents.
Yeah, they kind of came out in not the same time by any means, but sort of similar times.
And they were
both kind of doing the same thing.
So Tarzan of the Apes was written by an American named Edgar Rice Burroughs. That came out in 1912, so that was 18 years later. Although the novel of Tarzan came out in 1914, which was a full 20 years later.
Either way, it seems like kind of interesting and relevant to me that these are both stories that come out of a deeply colonial time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
India and Africa both, and like Mowgli's a little Indian kid, but Tarzan pretty specifically isn't. Tarzan is white,
Right.
if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, in every adaptation also, I think. And so, like, it's interesting to me that it seems like there's this sort of concern in the early 20th century of like, you know, that I would argue just goes straight through the sort of like, I hate the term Western, but like Western storytelling tradition of like, you know, man can be the best native of all, actually, and can just like insert himself into.
I think that element is a lot more in Tarzan than it is in the Jungle Book. I think in the Jungle Book, he's really just kind of like there, and in fact,
he's
he is not great at it, so he like goes back.
Yeah, he seems like more of like a subject to the sort of political machinations of these animals.
Yeah. Oh, here's something. Edgar Rice Burroughs was an explicit supporter of eugenics and scientific racism.
Cool.
Tarzan is an explicitly like representative of white man's superiority over not just nature but also other races. You don't really see that in the Jungle Book. He actually Kipling takes, you know, it's a lot of like Indian folklore that he works into the stories. It's not like, I don't think it's exactly a story, but or exactly like just a story like a Brothers Grimm thing, but it's, you know, it's a lot more harmonious, I think, at least this story of it. It's interesting that Disney did, I mean, the company did both of those stories.
It is.
Yeah.
They love talking animals.
They love talking animals so much. Okay, let me tell you about the plot of the first of the Jungle Book. So Mowgli, or I guess the synopsis. Mowgli is a young human boy, aka a man cub. He grows up in the jungle with some wolves and Bagheera the panther watching over him. One day, Shere Khan, a scary tiger, starts prowling through the forest. Bagheera and Mowgli start the journey to the man village so Shere Khan won't kill Mowgli. Along the way, they run into Kaa, the hypnotizing snake, Baloo, the carefree bear, King Louie, the jazzy orangutan, the vultures, and of course Shere Khan himself. Mowgli survives the journey and becomes enamored with a human girl he's never met and decides to go live in the man village. That's the whole movie. It's not very complicated.
No, not at all, but it's so
It's
cute.
so cute.
It's such a pleasant watch.
It is. I think this era of Disney, having seen now like 101 Dalmatians and Lady and the Tramp and now the Jungle Book, I think it's really underappreciated.
What, this era
This
of
era
Disney?
is sort of like late, you know, late Walt Disney alive era. Yeah, Walt Disney dies actually during the development of this movie. He died in 1966. This movie came out 1967. He was pretty involved with its development. He helped produce it, and he was in charge of the company until his death. What's interesting is like I think literally every other movie we've watched, Disney had been wanting to do a Jungle Book since the 30s, which is so weird. Although it wasn't until the 60s that development actually started. Disney apparently spent like 10 years negotiating the film rights.
Wow. It does like fit in with his sort of 1910s nostalgia that he was sort of concerned with, you know. I'm sure that book was everywhere when he was a kid.
Is very interesting. Yes, I agree. That's not something that came up, but I would be surprised if he didn't read it as a younger guy. Yeah, he spent like 10 years getting the film rights from the guy who did the 1942 live action The Jungle Book, which I had never heard of, but like every reviewer I found mentioned, so I guess it did okay. That person was a Hungarian director named Alexander Korda. He's not going to come up again. I just wanted to share his name. The initial version of the idea was storyboarded by Bill Peet, who I mentioned because he did our favorite movie so far. I think our favorite movie, 101 Dalmatians.
Hell yeah.
And
It's
also,
so good.
it's so good. And also did 1963's The Sword in the Stone, which we are not doing for this podcast because they have not remade it yet.
Which is a shame.
So such a shame.
I like Sword in the Stone.
I have not watched it in a while, but I remember having good memories of it.
Have you read The Once and Future King?
No.
It's so good.
Is it? Uh-huh. Okay.
And they like the whole like changing into animals that Sword in the Stone does is from Once and Future King.
Is it really?
That's like Merlin takes Arthur through this like, turn into all these animals and learn how they do their stuff, and it's so cute.
My main
has nothing to do with Jungle Book.
My main interaction with Merlin since I watched the movie when I was like 9 has been through Kingdom Hearts, because he gives Sora the clothes, like his clothes in every game
Installment.
Yeah, every installment of the game. Anyway, but his version, Bill Peet's version, pretty dark, way too dark for Disney. Pete and Disney, they get into this really giant fight, and Pete quits.
Oh my god!
He just leaves the company
Over what?
A fight over the direction. They just kept butting heads. They got into fights over the direction of this movie. Apparently, like, Pete really hated who they cast for Bagheera, and he was like, "I'm out." And that's crazy. He had been around like since Snow White. He had been around for a really long time, and he quits, and he becomes a very successful children's book writer and illustrator, which good for him.
I wonder if they ever made up. Or
I don't.
Disney just
I don't think so, because there was a quote from like Pete never like insulted Disney, I think. Like the guy, and he writes in his autobiography, like, and I just found this off of Wikipedia. I did not read Bill Peet's autobiography, although I wouldn't mind it. He says, "I'm glad I didn't like curse Walt out because he died 2 years later," something like that. So Disney hires another guy, just a sort of classic Disney writer, did a lot of stuff, Larry Clemens, and we get the story that we see in the movie. Although I will say Bill Peet originated a lot of the like characteristics of the animals. This movie was extremely stunt casted.
That's interesting.
In a way that we've seen before, I think. What was it? It was one of the earlier ones. It was like Pinocchio or something.
Yeah, Jiminy Cricket was.
Yeah.
And also the silent cat. What's his name?
Oh yeah,
Gideon,
the Mel
yeah.
Blanc cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't uncommon, but I think that this one was like on a kind of another level. Like, the person they hired to play Baloo was a pretty massive comedian at the time named Phil Harris. There's a lot of similarities to Disney the company hiring Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin. Phil Harris also improvised most of his lines as Baloo. The animators and the writer extended Baloo's role pretty significantly because he was so funny. And
That's interesting. Is that like, I feel like
Yeah.
sort of received wisdom right now is that Robin Williams kind of started Disney's stunt casting. I don't think that's true at all. It's
No.
just
It might be true that he restarted it.
Sure.
We'll definitely look into that when we get to the Disney Renaissance, which I'm extremely excited about. Yeah, they wanted to cast Louis Armstrong as King Louis, but someone brought up the fact that it would look pretty bad to have like the only black person in the movie play a monkey. I'm sorry, an ape. There's a quote. Oh God, hold on. NAACP is going to jump all over it having a black man playing an ape. It would be politically terrible.
That's not wrong, but
Yeah.
it is interesting to me that they didn't then question the way that they're writing King Louis.
Well, because they weren't like the reason that they wrote King Louis as kind of a jazzy guy is literally because they were like, apes swing through trees, swing music exists. Let's do that. So they
I don't think it's an inappropriate like characterization for King Louis the ape. It's just unfortunate is my read, I guess. I don't know. I wonder if there's if it's because like the crows in Dumbo are much more racialized.
Yes.
Clearly.
Yeah. Well, these apes are not like, there might have been some subconscious element, but there was no like intention to racialize them at all. In fact, like when I was younger and didn't really know like Louis Armstrong's voice super well, I thought it was Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, they kind of got a sound alike.
Well, he's not a sound alike. He's one of the most famous jazz musicians of the time. Oh. But he's Italian. A guy named Louis Prima, a Sicilian, extremely
Surely they
prominent.
didn't do that on purpose. Surely they didn't just like
The Louis
seek
thing?
another Louis. Yeah.
I don't think so. But I think he was like their second choice right after Louis Armstrong. He was like very prominent a performer. He's actually like, is very interestingly, he was ethnically ambiguous because he was like Southern Mediterranean looking. So people like, couldn't tell. And the conventional wisdom at the time was if you're ethnically ambiguous, don't talk about it. And he did. He was like very outspoken about being Sicilian, being Italian. And it actually like really helped create this idea of like racial recognition for performers. It made other performers more comfortable talking about like what ethnicity they were. Yeah. And so a lot of King Louis is actually based off of Louis Prima and his act. Disney, and I think a couple other people involved with the movie, they went to Vegas to see Louis Prima perform, and the dancing in the I Wanna Be Like You song was inspired by like his stage show. I think there's a issue that some people have today where they'll look at an art form and they'll be like, that's a black thing. And there's certainly no denying that jazz and blues came out of black communities whenever it did. I think like the turn of the century, but it's a really good musical form, and it spread quite quickly to other performers and other people, and they did their own stuff with it. And so certainly by like the 1960s, it wasn't like black.
Right, it wasn't only black people doing jazz in the 60s.
Same way. Although I guess it's really interesting to think like, I feel like a lot of people still think of rap as like a black thing, but I don't think that was still around in the 60s with jazz. Although I guess it was longer.
No, I kind of doubt it because it like I mean, American music industries were like snapped that up pretty quick and transformed it into swing music and into bebop and just marketed it toward white people. And
those are also from black communities.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is that they repackaged it and made it for white people.
Yeah.
in people like Elvis Presley.
Oh, sure. So, yeah, all that to say, the apes not intentionally racist. Like no, as some people apparently used to think that they are sometimes. And then of course the vultures who have like mop tops, they wanted to offer that part to the Beatles, but John Lennon at the time was refusing animated movies, so they did not.
That's a real shame.
Yeah, that would have been so good.
It's also like kind of a little bit of a sort of tacit endorsement of like just make your movies to the culture that you're in. You don't gotta, you don't gotta project too much about making this evergreen or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter if kids in the 90s watch The Jungle Book and don't understand that the vultures are supposed to be the Beatles.
It's one of those. I mean, they're not supposed to be, I think technically. They went with a different British invasion artist whose name I don't remember. But it's, it's one of those cool things about art where it's like, you make it a certain way and then people watch it. It's like Wizard of Oz. Like, obviously when they made the Wizard of Oz, they weren't like, we're going to make the gays so fucking happy, but then, I don't remember when it came out, 39, I think. 40, 50 years later, a new group of people see it and they really connect with it in an unintended way. And that's also worthwhile. That's also great. Just
until 2 weeks ago when we got Wicked 2 and it sucked.
I haven't seen Wicked 2 yet.
I'm interested to know what you think.
Okay.
I was really disappointed.
Okay. I don't remember the second act of Wicked. I gotta be honest.
I don't think anybody does.
Can I tell you one thing about Wicked for me? So when I saw it, when I saw the show, the guy, this is spoilers for Wicked, by the way. The guy who plays the prince was black, and I remember really liking him on stage. And so when I went to see the movie and there was a white guy playing the prince, I kept forgetting who he was because I kept expecting the prince to be black.
Because he's supposed to be black.
He's, in my mind, the prince is black. Scarecrow is black. And he wasn't on screen, and that kind of pissed me off. I was upset.
Progressive Gus.
No, it's not
21st century
It's
Gus.
not a progressive thing. This is the autism more than anything. It's like, I saw it one way. It should be that way forever. How dare you? This is conservative Gus just working in an accidentally progressive way.
Sounds to me like you're just a victim of the DEI campaign.
Anti-DEI. Yeah, whatever. I'd put more black people in movies.
Yes, let's put more black people in
Stop confusing me. So The Jungle Book did super, super well. It made $4 million, it was made for $4 million, which is around the same price as 101 Dalmatians. And it made Disney nearly $12 million back. I think it was like 11 and a half on distributor rentals, whatever those are. And interestingly, The Jungle Book is one of Disney's best ever overseas movies. It's actually Germany's, the country. We did this last time, I think with one of them. Do you want to guess where it ranks in Germany's like all-time box office? Hopefully you're not looking at the notes.
I'm not looking at the notes.
Amazing.
In fact, I didn't upload my notes, so they'll be a mystery to you too.
Yeah.
I guess fourth.
No. It's
Second.
No, you're bad on both accounts. It's the third ever biggest box office, but I think it's the all-time highest ticket seller. And part of that, there was a really interesting Hollywood Reporter article. Part of that was the person, see if I can remember it, the person who composed the music for the I don't want to say the real version, but for the original version, for the American English version, was German.
Oh.
So he also wrote the lyrics for the German version.
That's
and this was the first Disney movie to not translate into High German, into Hochdeutsch. They translated it into like how people actually talked. Yeah, or at least how, I guess, a group of probably Berliners, I don't know, how they actually talked. And Germany lost its fucking mind. They loved that movie. Walt sadly never gets to see it again. He died during production at the end of 1966. Critics
he
really
hated it.
I don't know if he would have.
He hated 101 Dalmatians.
He hated it, but compare why did he hate 101 Dalmatians? It was like the weird jazzy art. for all the music in this one, like the art is
know.
very classic Disney, I think.
It is classic Disney, but I think it's still a little too jazzy in spirit for Walt.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
All
I
right.
guess we'll never know.
Okay.
I'll never be proven wrong.
You'll never be proven right. You have the burden of proof right now. You have to, whatever. Critics really love this movie. Richard Schickel, writing for Life magazine, called it a charming Americanization of the adventure of Mowgli and the best thing of its kind since Dumbo, which is notable because at the beginning of his review, he goes, wait a minute, art, Disney? Those two words sound incongruous together.
Oh my God.
Howard Thompson for the New York Times. I really miss Bosley Crowther. Howard Thompson for the New York Times says it's grand fun for all ages and really, really funny. Like 3 paragraphs of this review are just him pointing out the best gags in the movie. The Bare Necessities song, Baloo's song, was nominated for Best Original Song at the Oscars, but lost out to something from the original Dr. Dolittle that no one has ever heard of. So that's a rob, in my opinion.
Are we someday going to do Dr. Dolittle?
We could do Dr. Dolittle. My
That'd be a great
dad
episode.
is in the remake.
Shit.
He's in.
Oh, we
well,
have
he's in
to.
the Eddie Murphy remake,
Oh.
not in the Robert Downey Jr. remake.
Oh, that's a 3-parter episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We can have him on as a guest.
Yay.
What did you think of this movie?
I love it. I think it's really cute.
Yeah.
All the animal animations, really great. All the voice acting is really good. All the it's a proper musical, which is the only thing that isn't that I don't love about 101 Dalmatians. I guess it's not necessary, but it's nice to have. It's nice to have some good classic Disney songs to associate with the movie. It seems like that's kind of how they gain their legs over time culturally.
Yeah.
That's why Lady and the Tramp and 101 Dalmatians aren't like Disney canon as much as the other ones, I'd say.
Right. That's why Perdita isn't like one of the Disney princesses.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I thought it was really, really gorgeous. Unlike all the background, it's so colorful, which is, it's probably the most colorful of certainly of this era of Disney. It seems like they make good use of the setting and all the different animals there. Yeah, I like it. Good movie.
I liked it too. I don't know why, but in my memory, Bagheera is a lady. And I was like, okay, surely in one of these other, like, I was so sure of it. And I was like, in one of the remakes, Bagheera is going to be a girl. Didn't happen.
It's the 1997 remake.
It's not. There's a 1997 Jungle Book?
In fact, I was going to bring this up when we talked about the 94 remake, but as I was watching it, I had this like creeping realization that I'd never seen that movie a single time in my life. Even though I said I watched it over and over. The 1994 Jungle Book.
Okay.
And then I realized it was because I had been, in fact, watching the 97 version that nobody's heard of over and over again, in which Bagheera is played by Eartha Kitt.
The second Jungle Book, Mowgli and Baloo?
No, it's called The Jungle Book, Mowgli's Story, I think. It's got like an incredibly sort of surfer kid looking Mowgli.
Oh, 1998.
98, yeah. He's literally got like a puka shell necklace or something.
Oh my God. Did I watch this? This is also a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Fuck. We didn't watch this one.
It's okay. We may arguably should have, but that's a lot of movies.
Yeah. Wow. I don't.
But yeah, it's because like the animals don't talk in the 1994 version, and
1998 was straight to video.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But the animals talk in that one, which I prefer. Whatever. I'll get to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I wanted. It felt a little bit of like a throwback because it was so episodic. Mm-hmm. And after Lady and the Tramp and after 101 Dalmatians, I was expecting like a full story. Yeah. And it went it went old school Disney, and it just had very parted parts of
We're writers.
of the movie. Yeah, I write things professionally.
I think the ending is interesting to me because it's a little bit abstract in a way that I hope you're picking up. That like, I think it's cool that the entire process of Mowgli deciding to leave the jungle after like resolving to stay, when they reach that village, like the fact that that's all wordless and it's all through animation. And you can like, you believe that he's like enticed to go stay there. And it's not just because of this pretty girl. Like it feels like he kind of belongs there, and it's like, okay, yeah, you should probably like go live with people and not be a wild man in the jungle.
Yeah, but a big part of it is because of the pretty girl.
Oh yeah, a big part of it for sure.
What did I write in my notes? A very coquettish 9-year-old.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah. Yeah. What did I say? I said it's pretty, but it's not 101 Dalmatians level. Like, it's pretty in the, like we said, like the older Disney way where all the colors are inside the lines.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. It's not jazzy.
No.
It's not a jazz movie.
It's not a jazz movie, no.
Despite all the jazz in the movie. I do remember when Ka showed up. Mm-hmm. I remember being very afraid of Ka as a child.
He's so
like
goofy.
The fucking, oh God, but the hypnosis, terrifying. I'm so afraid of hypnosis. I went to the Magic Castle for my wonderful girlfriend's birthday a couple weeks ago. The Magic Castle, for those who do not know Los Angeles lore, is a members-only magic club in the Hollywood Hills. That its whole thing is it's super secretive and it's hard to get in.
It's a castle.
It's
a
best
really
magic,
obnoxious building.
the best magic in the world. It's fine. It's really expensive. But one of the people there was like, I used to be a hypnotist. I'm going to do some hypnosis on you right now. Look at this spinny thing. And I did not look at the spinny thing. And everyone else looked at the spinny thing. And then she was like, now look at my face. And everyone in the crowd went, oh, and I was so left out because apparently it was a eye illusion that makes things look bigger.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't hypnosis.
I mean, Gus,
That's not a great story.
Well, you've landed on the trick to hypnosis that I think may help you conquer your fear, which is that you can simply decide to not be hypnotized. And then it won't happen for you.
Listen, I have watched Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too. I have not yet watched Now You See Me, Now You Don't, although I plan to eventually. Woody Harrelson hypnotizes people immediately and against their will.
It's stupid. I have bad movies. God, they could be so good. It's such a great premise.
According to American media, hypnosis happens instantaneously, and I have to always be on guard for hypnosis, or else, like, you know, what if I get fucking Manchurian candidated? I don't want that to happen. It's scary.
Guess I don't think anybody needs your skills that badly.
You'd be surprised. That's it. I really liked the animation. I really liked, even though as a child I was scared of Ka, as an adult I'm not, because as you said, he's very goofy. Mm-hmm. I really liked what they did, because it's tough to animate snakes because they don't got no limbs.
Correct.
I just watched The Bad Guys 2 on a plane. Mm-hmm. I liked that one a lot. That was Ethan Cohen helped write that, which was insane.
That's odd.
or maybe a different Cohen, but there's a snake in there. Did a good job. I like that he kind of slithers when Ka's head like pokes out. It still kind of slithers through the air. Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Yeah, it's cute. I noticed they it seems like they do this sort of accordion gag a lot with him, and I wonder how much of that was just to avoid animating snake motion. That is hard to do.
Yeah. I was worried that Baloo like actually died at the end. Mm-hmm. He didn't die.
No, he's okay.
He was fine. Yeah. That's about it.
Well, what's your favorite song?
My favorite song, I have two favorite songs. I bet
That's
you
not
can't
allowed.
guess what they are.
They can't both be favorites.
Okay,
That's
well.
against the spirit
God.
of a favorite.
Well, now that we know that King Louis was not voiced by or intentionally animated to mock black people, I think I can safely say that my favorite song is I Want to Be Like You.
Yeah, mine too.
It's really good. Bare Necessities is great. It's a classic. It's super fun to like hum to yourself, sing a little bit while you're walking through the grocery store.
Yeah, it's a
but
close second.
I Want to Be Like You, I think, is my favorite to watch and to hear.
Yeah, it includes my favorite part of the movie, which is when Baloo dresses up like an ape and goes and dances and they scat together.
With-
I think it's
with the
really funny
coconut
and cute.
mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. What was my favorite part of the movie? Whoops. I really liked the vultures. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're funny.
They were just kinda
I have it.
goofy.
My other favorite part is a very small moment, but I see it memed a lot, and it makes me laugh every time. Where Shere Khan, and it's like a great cat animation where he just like Kaz trying to hypnotize him, and he smacks his head down. And he goes, "Oh no, I haven't got time for that sort of nonsense."
Yeah. I really loved Ka's voice. Or not Khan, Shere Khan's voice is a great voice. One of the all-time voices. The guy who did it is dead, but there's an actor right now named Patrick Page who has a similar voice. He played Hades in Hadestown. And he played Dredd in my episode of Big Mouth.
Oh,
And a fun fact, when he was in the VO studio, it was over Zoom because he was in New York. He has this super deep, very intimidating voice. And he's like doing these really scary lines that we wrote for like a pretty scary character. And he looks down, he goes, "Oh, do you want to say hi?" And he picks up this like tiny white chihuahua with like a pink frilly collar. Really funny. Do we want to talk about 1996?
gosh.
1994?
Gosh, do I.
Okay.
I've got notes for this one, yeah.
Amazing. So,
Since I had
quick.
never seen this movie before.
Yeah. Quick background on the history of 1994. I was born. That's it. Nothing else important happened.
I had already been born.
Yeah.
For some
so
months.
it's less important. So this movie. Oh, let me tell you the synopsis. So it's a little bit more involved than the animated version.
Little bit more. Oh my God, so much stuff happens in this movie.
Bear with me. I'm going to try to go through it. I did forget a good chunk of this movie because I was pretty tired. It was like really hot in the room I was sleeping in. And then I turned off the heat and then it was really cold in the room I was sleeping in. And then I like tried to get it to a good temperature, but it does that thing where it's like when the heat comes on, it gets really hot for like 20 minutes. So you take the covers on and then the heat goes away and it gets too cold and then the heat comes back on. So it just was really awful. And I'd wake up and I'd be cold and I'd put on more blankets and I'd wake up and I'd be sweaty and I'd take off the blankets. Winter sucks. So here's what happens in 1994, The Jungle Book. Mowgli, it's a cute little Indian kid. And he's riding in a caravan during the British Raj with his dad and all of the other characters in the movie. Shere Khan the tiger attacks the caravan because the soldiers broke the law of the jungle, which is like don't hunt for sport or something. Mowgli runs into the forest as his dad gets tigered. Then the whole animated movie happens, and now Mowgli's an adult. He finds, as an adult in the wild, he finds a treasure trove guarded by monkeys, I think.
I was
And then-
already off board by this point, by the way, because like when Mowgli like gets jungled, he's already like 6, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It really, really beggars belief that that he wouldn't try. First of all, I don't believe that he's lost, you know? It seems like he runs like maybe 100 yards from camp.
Have you been in a jungle?
I get it, but like nobody found him, you know? He just
They
stayed
weren't
out there for
looking.
20
Nobody
fucking
cared.
years.
Nobody
All right,
cared.
it's fine, whatever. Just seems like he's too old to, you know, then turn into a wild man who forgets to speak English.
I thought he wasn't like, but he wasn't talking as a kid.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, never mind. Because I remember him going like Baloo when he sees the bear, Bagheera when he sees the panther, like he's just learning to talk. I thought he was like 4.
No, he's older.
I could see a 4-year-old becoming feral. Anyway, so he's an adult. Monkey steals his treasured bracelet. He chases the monkey to this big treasure trove. And King Louie's in there, and there's like a dagger, and Ka's in there. I don't really remember what happens. He gets out. Later, Mowgli's chilling in the jungle, and then he sees a girl, Kitty, who he recognizes from that caravan, 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's where he got the bracelet.
Right, she gave him the bracelet.
Yeah.
Very Pirates of the Caribbean. And then he recognizes her, but she doesn't recognize him. But then he comes to her village because he's got a little crush. And she sees the bracelet and she goes, oh my God, it's Mowgli. And then Kitty's betrothed is this British dickhead named Boone, who like captures Mowgli and tortures him. And they see the like dagger that he has. And they're like, this came from the mythical treasure trove. Tell us where it is. And they torture Mowgli. And then Kitty gets Mowgli released. And then some stuff happens. And then Kitty breaks up with Boone. And Kitty gets sent back to England. But along the way, like Boone teams up with some bandits to rob Kitty's caravan. To like force Mowgli to take him to the treasure. At some point, like Baloo gets shot. Mowgli goes to like the surgeon to help Baloo, and then Mowgli like rescues Kitty, and all the bad guys die like really, really horribly, and then Boone and Mowgli fight in the treasure trove, and Mowgli and Kitty run away, and then Boone gets eaten by Kaa, and Mowgli yells at Shere Khan and impresses the tiger, and then they all live happily ever after.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did I miss
it's
anything?
No, I don't think so. Nothing that important. I mean, they kind of like when Mowgli finds Kitty, he's kind of reintegrated into colonial Indian life in a Tarzan kind of way. Like they do a whole like Tarzan education montage where he learns to read again and stuff, and then he starts speaking with a very, very strange accent.
Yeah.
Very strange casting for this Mowgli.
Yeah.
Very difficult to believe him as Indian.
Yeah, I was gonna notably, I forget his name, Jason Lee something. Mm-hmm. Jason Scott Lee. That's right. Jason Scott Lee is not Indian. He is American, and like ethnically, he's Hawaiian and Chinese. You might notice that none of those things are on the Indian subcontinent.
Not at all.
Or really like all that close to the Indian subcontinent.
No. It's most of my notes about this movie, well, my first note was, these monkeys don't belong here. They're from South America. And then later on I said, that jaguar doesn't belong here. He's from South America.
Are you secretly a zoologist?
I know a lot about animals, but it was like in my sort of plan B for a while was to go do some kind of animal science, and I ended up not going down that path. But
do you regret it?
Sometimes.
Okay. Like right now?
Yes.
Okay. Pretty hurtful.
No, I love this podcast. I'm so glad I'm a podcaster and not a scientist. They're equally unemployable positions.
Can you call
now.
yourself a podcaster and like before you can sustain yourself off of podcasting?
I don't know. I mean, we are podcasting consistently, and I feel like you are what you do, regardless of whether you get paid for it. You don't think so?
No.
Well, then you're not a screenwriter.
I know. Well, I am a writer because I have been paid for it in the past.
Really wild animal casting in this movie, and I understand that like, I don't know, the average movie consumer, especially in 1994, is not gonna care about that especially much, but I care. I think it kind of matters. I think it's a little bit jarring. The snake doesn't belong there. She's from South America. That's an anaconda. It's got lemurs. You know, it does belong there. The parrot. There's a parrot there that is an Indian ringneck parrot. They are from India.
I didn't know that you knew so much
A+.
about animals.
Really?
This is yeah. Like I knew you knew about chickens.
Yeah.
Because you have those. Mm-hmm. And I knew you knew about dogs and cats because you have those. But you like watching this movie and pointing out like which species are native to Africa or to India, sorry, and which species, like what continent each species is native to. Like I would not have guessed that was a result. So this movie came out in 1994. You might recognize 1994 as the 100-year anniversary of the original The Jungle Book. That's why this movie came out.
Is that why?
Yeah, they wanted Disney or whoever. No, I'm sorry. There was like an Indian producer. It's an Indian producer named Raju Patel, who wanted to do something for the 100-year anniversary of the thing. He worked with Walt Disney to make it. They drafted this movie out a couple times. One of the original drafts, with the original writers, was 180 pages long.
Oh my God.
No dialogue for the first 70 pages. Disney did not like that. The company, Jeffrey Katzenberg specifically, as the chairman, didn't like that. So they gave it to a different writer-director, a guy named Stephen Sommers, who would later do The Mummy, The Mummy Returns, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
That's
a couple
interesting.
other.
These are all kind of similar movies. This is very mummy
bigger,
coded. Yeah,
actiony.
Yeah, there's treasure. They're seeking.
Exactly. Summers was the one who like made everyone an adult and made the movie very adventure-y. I read that Disney execs were not expecting that. They were thinking it would be either like a pretty straight adaptation of the original animated movie, or there would be like some kind of focus on teen romance. I can't prove this, but I think they're like, it's rare that execs are surprised by a draft, and then go great. Like it happened with Adaptation, the incredible Charlie Kaufman movie, and that's it. That's the only one. So I think what happened is like they were out of time when they got the draft and they could not do another one. If they wanted it to come out during 1994, which they did, because otherwise why would they make another Jungle Book? As it happened, like the movie came out Christmas of 1994. I was 1 month and a little bit old.
I was almost a year old.
Okay, well, whatever. When's your birthday? December? January? Mm-hmm. Were you 94, baby?
No. I was 93, baby.
So you were over a year old.
Yeah.
You were almost 2 years old.
I guess so.
Wow. Great at animals, but bad at math.
Yes.
Yes, they shot the movie in India for the most part, although apparently the Indian jungle wasn't like jungly enough. So then they went to South Carolina and some
where it
state
is jungly enough.
I guess so. Fripp Island, South Carolina. Let's look it up.
Did you know that the Carolinas is the only place in the world Venus flytraps grow natively?
Yes.
Isn't that weird?
No. America has diverse biomes.
Yeah, I know. It just seems like Venus flytraps should be like more. I don't know. I'd sooner believe Florida. You know.
South Carolina's 2 states away from Florida.
Not close enough to be believable for me.
It's so close to Florida. And it's on the weird like swampy bits.
Right.
The East Coast is such a weird, like the southern East Coast
really
is such
bizarre.
a weird fucking like disaster of a failed archipelago. I never get that word. Like, Archipelago. Like go to Charleston and like look at the coastline. It sucks. It's awful. It's like if a child took a real coastline and just started hitting it with a hammer, and also it was fragile and cracked. Like, it's nasty. The Pacific coastline, gorgeous, beautiful. The East coastline, yikes.
Gus is
dude.
a real geography snob.
Yeah. So many tributaries. Ew. Ew. I don't think tributary was the right word. It might be. Ew, gross. Okay, I'm ready. And some parts of Tennessee. The monkey that played King Louis, they could not afford to bring it to shooting locations, so all the scenes with the monkey were shot on blue screen in Los Angeles, California.
Interesting. Yeah, you can kind of pick out the composite shots in this one. I love that orangutan though. He's very cute.
Yeah, I really like the animals in this one,
I
even
do
though they
too.
weren't native, even though they were
at
the
all.
wrong race. Mariana,
Not the wrong race.
the
They're the wrong
continental
species.
supremacist.
Do you understand how different a
species.
python is from a boa constrictor? Oh my
No.
god.
They're both slither, and I avoid both of them.
One lays eggs, and one gives birth live. They cannot interbreed.
That's very different.
It is very different.
That's extremely different.
It is.
The critics,
I don't like that the animals don't talk.
you don't like that.
Not at all.
I kind of like it.
I think it's central to what the Jungle Book is like doing traditionally. You know.
Yeah. So it's interesting that bothered you, because that's like the big thing that bothered most critics, is how different it was from the source material. Roger Ebert for the Chicago Sun-Times gave it 3 out of 4 stars, lambasting how different it was from Kipling's book. He says, the sweet innocence of Kipling's fables about a boy who learns to live among the animals is replaced here by an Indiana Jones clone. What's next? Tom Sawyer with a car chase and a shootout? This is Gus now talking? Yes, please. But he says this is not a quote. This is a paraphrase. He says if you ignore the source material, he calls it, this is a quote, a good film in its way, and I hope it finds the right audience. No, I hope the right audience finds it.
I disagree that it's a good film in its way. It might just be grouchiness because it's so different. In which case I'm just in which case I'm just being a bad critic, truly, you know?
Yeah.
Because that really shouldn't have that much bearing on whether a movie is good or not. But I just thought this movie was whack as hell. I don't like it.
You thought it was whack as hell? That's pretty fucking whack. Why is it so whack? I didn't think it was that whack. I thought it was like weird.
I think it's too weird. I don't like this Mowgli, bless his heart. I don't like that this is functionally Tarzan and not the Jungle Book really at all. If this were set in any other country, you wouldn't call it the Jungle Book. You'd call it something else. You'd call it Tarzan.
Yeah, but if you set the jungle, like when you set the Jungle Book in a graveyard, it's called the Graveyard Book.
I guess.
That's-
But then what is...
If you set Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in another country, would you still call it Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Depends on the country.
Not China.
Korea, maybe.
Okay. I guess all East Asian cultures are the same too.
No, they just all have dragons and tigers.
Wow. Wow.
Fuck off. I don't like that this is a colonialism story. I think it's weird to set it in the midst of colonialism and kind of romanticize that aspect of it. It feels like they're setting this movie during, colonial Indian times so that there can be white people in it, so that the audience can have somebody to relate to. And then they're making it like a critique of colonialism so that they can absolve themselves for putting white people in it so that white people can have someone to relate to.
Do you think that perhaps they said it during colonial times because it was written during colonial times?
No.
Okay.
Not really. Rudyard Kipling didn't.
Didn't set it during colonial times?
Not explicitly.
Yeah, but he didn't not explicitly not said it during.
I mean, the colonialism doesn't appear in the original, like certainly in the original movie. And I see no reason why it should. Although, no, that's actually not true because the elephants are like kind of characterized as British military.
The elephants are British military. Exactly.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, sure.
No, and then also like the cat. Shere Khan's a little British colonially, right? He just comes in. He's like, "This is my jungle now."
No, well, it is his jungle. He lives there. He's from there. No. This is an auditory medium, Gus. Nobody can see the knowing face you're making to try and emphasize your point.
I'm doing a really good face. My eyebrows are so high on my head. And my eyes, for once in their life, are opened more than halfway. I'm a natural squinter. My grandma once called me a slur. That's a true story.
Yeah, I think this movie is pretty silly. I don't like that they like one of the references they made to the original movie was like putting the lyrics to Bare Necessities into the mouth of this British colonialist, like waxing poetic about rich people parties. You know?
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah. Lena Headey's good. It's kind of cool to see young Lena Headey.
Yeah. I didn't like love this movie. I did also say at one point very Tarzan 1999.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point I was like I'm remembering like this is too familiar a movie for me to be watching it for the first time. I've definitely seen the movie when I was younger. When the movie was starting and the names were coming up, I was like, the casts in these 90s films. Like this movie, the 101 Dalmatians movie that comes out 2 years later, like, holy shit. You recognize almost every single name that shows up. It's crazy. I thought it was really funny that they, of all the things they kept from the animated version, they kept Mowgli the child experiencing extremely strong romantic attraction to another child. When Shere Khan attacks the camp, I was like, guys, it's one tiger. Just shoot it. I know that tigers are super terrifying, but they're like stalkers. You know, that's why a lot of, not a lot, that's why there's those traditional like Indian masks.
Yes.
It's just a face on the back of the head. So they don't sneak up on you. They think they're looking that way.
Yeah, once they reveal themselves, the game's kind of up. Because they're
just
orange.
shoot. It's bright orange. Just shoot it. The fact that they put this child in scenes with, I know they're animal actors, but like with like an actual bear and an actual panther and I think actual monkeys was shocking to me. It made me very proud of the film industry.
What, for not doing that anymore?
No, that they did that at all. I wish they would go back to it.
I think a lot of those were composite shots. There you can see a lot of shots where the eye lines don't match up.
There were some where he was like petting a moving non-puppet animal. Like maybe they tranked it, but like there was definitely like a oh, you know what it was? It was there's a scene when Mowgli's still a kid where he grabs Bagheera's tail. And when it's a close-up, it's obviously just like a puppet tail.
I remember
but then
that,
it's a wide shot.
I like that shot a lot. There are a couple shots in this movie that I really, really like for exactly that reason, where it's like, that's cute. You know, even though it's a jaguar instead of a fucking leopard.
Grabbing a black cat's tail. It's crazy. One of the things that I really noticed, and maybe this is the fact that I am of Eastern European descent, is like the adult Mowgli is crazy hairless. I am not that hairless. That was shocking. I don't know if, like, is that what happens?
To what?
To Hawaiian and Chinese people. Are they that hairless? No, right? That's crazy.
No, I think that's probably broadly the case. Yeah.
He looked freshly waxed at all points.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was kind of freshly waxed, just to, for any missing spots or whatever. They're really emphasizing his physique in this movie. It's another very Tarzan aspect of this.
Yeah. Very female gaze. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
ladies.
Yeah, very much.
You mentioned the romanticizing the British Raj. Listen, fellas, my fellow lefties. Although, I don't like the British Raj. Colonialism sucks, am I right? But, like, holy shit, I love those helmets so much. the pith helmets, dude. Is that what they're called?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah. Oh my
With the little
god.
spike.
Like I know colonialism is not good.
It's a great aesthetic. Just watch RRR instead, so you can enjoy the aesthetic and also watch it. Get the shit kicked out of it.
I don't like Bollywood movies.
You've never seen RRR?
No.
Oh, you should watch it.
Should I?
It's great. It's barely a Bollywood movie. In fact, I don't think it's somebody. I was talking about RRR in stream a couple weeks ago, and somebody corrected me and said it was Tollywood instead. I don't know.
What's the difference?
The language that it's made in. India's a big country. Okay, I don't know very much about the Indian film industry.
I'm not a huge fan of Indian cinema.
Okay. I'm not going to push back on that.
Great.
You can not like Indian cinema if you don't want.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I've heard things. I have a thing. I was talking with my cousin over Thanksgiving. I'm like the worst kind of hipster where I don't dress interesting, but like as soon as too many people suggest that I do something or I watch something, I'll never do it.
I do that too.
Like I've still never watched Squid Games, and I'm never gonna watch Squid Games. It's not gonna happen. Stranger Things season 5 like premiered last week. I'm never gonna watch Stranger Things season 5. Yeah. I really liked the first couple seasons. Season 4 was fine.
I'm not a huge
never
Stranger
gonna watch
Things
season
person.
5 because too many people are telling me to watch it.
I was that way about Over the Garden Wall for the longest time, and then I finally watched it and I was like, this is great. And then I'll do that thing where I will like people will shut the fuck up about it and stop recommending me stuff because they know I'm not gonna watch it for the reasons we've just laid out. And then I will forget that people have recommended this thing to me, and I'll watch that thing and then go recommend it to the people who recommended it to me, and that's how I lose friends.
Yeah. Same. I watched part of this with my amazing girlfriend. She joined partway through. There's a scene when Carrie Elves turns evil. Or after he turns evil and he has that like classic smolder, and she says, has he ever not smoldered in any shot ever? No. Well, okay, here's what I want to talk about. The last like 15 20 minutes of this movie, reviewers called it like an action movie. It felt like a reverse horror film. The way that the villains die in this movie is like,
it's a lot.
It's horrible. It's really bad.
What's this movie rated? PG.
PG.
Sure. That's insane.
Yeah. That's something else that the critics said is like, it's rated too low. It should be PG-13. There's the guy who like, you watch him slowly drown in quicksand.
Yeah.
Right? There's the guy who like...
Carrie Elwes himself, like his death scene when he gets eaten by Ka, the snake who is a green anaconda from South America. Like the way that they shoot that scene when he's underwater, it's just like the movie suddenly shifts to it's suddenly his movie for the next, minute or two. And the way they shoot that is very horror. I watched part of this with my boyfriend who loves this movie. He does not think it's whack as hell. He thinks it's great. And every time one of these horrible deaths happened, he would look at me with glee. Like, isn't that crazy? You seeing this shit?
Oh my god. Yeah, one of the guys gets like thrown off a cliff. No, he doesn't get thrown off a cliff. He holds up a big rock to crush Mowgli's head.
Yeah.
And Mowgli kicks him, and instead of dropping the rock, he lets the rock pull him over the cliff. And you see the fear and horror in his face as he goes over the cliff. Someone dies in a booby trap that I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's really awful. One of the guys gets like mauled by the tiger, and props to the animal handlers for like nobody dying on this film. Like he's not getting attacked. The tiger is obviously playing in the shot, but like he's under that tiger's mouth. Tigers are like heavy.
Yeah.
Tigers are, hold on. Bengal tiger. Tigers are like at least 300 pounds, and they're just death ball machines. Like, it's awful.
Yeah. They're pointy in every direction. They're super bendy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Carrie Elwes gets fucking eaten. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's really weird.
I'm trying to think of things that I liked about this movie. I like that they're real animals. I like that this is a movie with color. It makes me happy. Like it's all graded properly, which is it's like kind of startling seeing movies now that are so dull for some reason.
Oh my god.
And then going back and seeing something from the 90s where it's like, oh, we actually are,
Yeah, we don't just put a fucking yellow screen over everything and call it cinematic.
Yeah.
I watched a movie.
Things in the frame actually have color, and they had color on set, and we would just add it later.
I tried to watch something on the plane, and it was so yellow, I turned it off. I don't remember what it was. Have you seen Ozark? Ozarks?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That shit is so goddamn blue.
I know. Missouri is not that blue.
It's not blue at all.
It's no more blue than anywhere else.
Oh. I need some like some cinematographer, some DP to just do color. Mm-hmm. Like if my movie ever gets made, I'm gonna have a very, very serious talk with the director and be like, I need color in this movie, or I will burn everyone to death at the premiere.
Like Inglourious Bastards. Don't just put a filter over it in post.
Yeah.
Have things on set, that are properly coordinated.
Yeah.
Have a
Find
color
a
palette
costumer
in mind.
that you like. Get a production designer who's good at their job. Yeah, I like that. I really love that they used real animals. That made me super happy. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about it in roughly like 5 minutes, but I had very negative opinions about the new movie, and it was 100% because of all the fucking. There were no real animals at any point.
There was no real anything. We can just go ahead and talk about it if you want.
Great.
Okay.
That's it on 1994, The Jungle Book. Now we're talking about 2016, The Jungle Book.
Yes.
Tell us about 2016, The Jungle Book.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. 1994, The Jungle Book. Did fine in theaters. It was made for about $30 million and grossed about $70 million.
Okay. That's
So,
respectable. Yeah.
Did all right. Did okay. What was your favorite part?
I was just struggling to think of one. But first of all, that $30 million seems about right for this movie. This is a movie that should have been made for $30 million. I'm glad that it didn't have this ballooned ass budget like we're going to talk about here in a minute. What's my favorite part? I don't know. I really don't love this movie. Is just not for me. I don't think I didn't watch The Princess Bride until I was like 15 maybe. Mm-hmm. And when I finally sat down and watched it, I was not impressed. I was like, this is it. This is The Princess Bride. This is what everybody's been like just losing their shit over my entire childhood. I thought I liked the book better.
Well, I mean, the book's outstanding.
It's great. Yeah, and I had a similar relationship to this, I feel. Like, I think that, I mean, especially watching it with my lovely boyfriend, who did watch this a lot when he was a kid, and does have fond feelings toward it. Like, the things that he was delighted by, I thought were just weird, you know? It didn't really make sense, and I found pretty unimpressive. Yeah, I don't love this movie. I don't know. Any scene that Lena Headey or Sam Neill is in, I guess, is my favorite because they're both really good actors. Even though Sam Neill's character is just like completely there to like launder British authority in India and make it seem like a natural and good thing. Whatever.
My favorite part was the costumes.
Costumes are good, yeah.
I like the costumes. Okay, now let's talk about 2016.
Okay, I will tell you about 2016 Jungle Book. In this movie, Mowgli grows up with the wolf pack, same as the original. And the assumption in the movie is that he's going to grow up and stay in the jungle. And they're like teaching him how to be a wolf. And he's failing because he's not a wolf, he's a person. But when Shere Khan comes to town, Bagheera takes him on a journey back to the human village, just like in the original. Shere Khan attacks on their way there, and Mowgli and Bagheera get separated, and that's when Mowgli kind of gets lost and goes deeper into the jungle, which is where he finds Kaa, who is a huge snake now instead of just a pretty big snake. It's a choice. I don't know how I feel about it. But Kaa this time is voiced by Scarlett Johansson, which I also don't know how I feel about.
I know how I feel about both of those.
Okay. He's saved by Baloo, who sort of cons him into getting honey for him, and that consumes the next like 15 minutes of the movie. This honey scam. Bagheera finds them after they've set up to what essentially amounts to like a honey factory. So there's this whole like theme in this movie about the main difference between Mowgli and all the other animals being that Mowgli being a human is like inventive and he makes tools and stuff. And the wolf pack is like, no, don't do that. Like, wolves don't do that kind of thing. Stop it. We'll talk about him. It's not a sustained character trait. Really, it's not a like central to his characterization, in my opinion. So Mowgli is attacked by the monkeys, taken to King Louie, who's also giant. Bagheera and Baloo save him. They almost make it to the man village, but Mowgli instead, because his wolf father, Akela, has been killed by Shere Khan, but nobody told him about that. King Louie tells him about that. And so he's very mad at Baloo and Bagheera, and decides he's going to confront Shere Khan. So he grabs a torch from the man village, and that's the last we see of humans. No more humans in this movie. He runs back to the wolf pack, accidentally starting a forest fire in the process. Oh my God, bless you.
Excuse me.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Everybody fights. The animals decide to support Mowgli for no real reason that I can see. They like have a brief discussion about it, and I guess they just decide they like him more. It's fine. Shere Khan follows Mowgli up a dead tree. The tree branch breaks. Shere Khan follows to his doom. The elephants arrive and re-divert the river to put out the forest fire. Everybody decides Mowgli can stay in the jungle. He does not return to the man village. That's the end of the movie.
Yay.
This was announced in 2013 along a slate of other Disney remakes. Again, we did this out of order, and last time we recorded it was for Pete's Dragon, and we made some noises about how Pete's Dragon was like kind of, along with Alice in Wonderland, sort of the first, part of the first wave of Disney remakes, and that's kind of odd because Pete's Dragon is not a very beloved movie, not super successful. But then
which you'll hear next week.
Which you will hear next week.
I mean, next 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks, whatever. Fuck. God damn it. I was so close. It was such a good cut in. And I fucked it. I'm okay.
This movie came out before Pete's Dragon, which I didn't realize. I think I would have spoken differently about Pete's Dragon and maybe characterized the history of these movies a little differently because so that's my bad. We deeply regret the error here at Once More with Feeling.
The preemptive error.
Yeah.
But we're not going to re-record because that would
God,
be
no.
too much effort.
Because neither of us liked Pete's Dragon very much.
Did it? I mean, they came out the same year.
It did. It came out the same year. Pete's Dragon came out in August, and this
So
came out
they're-
in April, I think.
So the production is not, like, they're not really going to impact.
No. But I kind of thought that Pete's Dragon came out first. It was really successful, so then they greenlit Jungle Book, and that's not the case at all.
Oh, yeah, that's super wrong.
Yeah, super, super wrong. Yeah, Jon Favreau directed this. It cost $170 some odd million before marketing, which is too much. That's too much money. But we can talk about that in a minute. But I guess it matters that this movie was super successful. Oh my God, everybody loved this movie for some reason. It made $966 million. Oh my God, that's almost $1 billion. At that point, it was the most successful direct Disney remake. Like this was
Not including Alice.
not including Alice in
Because it's not a
Wonderland.
direct remake.
Yes, and
because it's a sequel.
Yes, and not including Maleficent.
Totally.
So and it remained the most successful direct Disney remake until it's unseated a couple years later with Beauty and the Beast. For like there was this like I don't know, it was this like delirium about Disney remakes for like 2 or 3 years there, where everybody was just
not good movie.
yeah, it's wild. This movie,
Except for Cinderella, which is pretty decent.
pretty good, yeah. This movie has like a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
No, it does not.
It does, yeah. Interestingly, the audience score is lower.
Good. 94%. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy. Just I don't know. Some kind of like critical mania just took people that year, and everybody was super excited about visual technology, about CG. That's what this is really about. This was also initially released in 3D, which everybody just like lost their minds about. Yeah, everybody was comparing it to Avatar. It's very, very annoying to read. Forbes pointed out that in 2016, at the end of the summer, 9 of the year's top domestic grossers are either comic book superhero movies or talking animal adventures. Kind of interesting.
Oof.
Yeah. This is a movie, unlike a lot of the remakes we've talked about, that actually did get like a proper marketing campaign and proper documentation. Like there's actually a press kit with this one. Wow. It's kind of like Dumbo. It's pretty clear that everybody involved really expected this to be successful. Unlike Dumbo, it actually was successful. Yeah, the critics lost their minds about it. Like the LA Times, who doesn't credit their critics, apparently it's kind of odd. Yeah, it just says LA Times critic on the article itself. Yeah. Said the Jungle Book is the kind of family film calculated to make even those without families wish they had one to take. Oh my God. Russ just came in and he likes to harass the cat. And the cat is on my lap right now.
No, it's Kenneth Turan.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I must have just
I found it on Modern. Yeah. Kenneth Turan
I must have just looked right over it. Whoops.
on Metacritic.
Sorry, Kenneth. Kenneth, well, fine. I'll apologize for not seeing your name, Kenneth, but your opinion is bad. Kenneth said, the Jungle Book is the kind of family film calculated to make even those without families wish they had one to take along. By turns sweetly amusing and surprisingly unnerving, crammed with story, song, and computer-generated visual splendors, it's such a model of modern crowd-pleasing entertainment that it brings to mind a celebrated quote by F. Scott Fitzgerald about filmmakers who were able to keep the whole equation of pictures in their heads. Another guy said, debates will rage about this Kids Picks place in in film history. Is it the best or one of the best? That's the kind of conversation that will thrill the team behind the Jungle Book. Okay.
Neither. It's neither thing.
No, it isn't. Interestingly, Chinese critics are less favorable. For some reason, there's like a sort of preponderance of Chinese critical response.
This was when like the Chinese cinema market was super open to Hollywood.
Yes.
And so they were like, when did The Meg come out? 2018. Yeah. So there was like a period around here of like these gigantic budget Great Wall. 2016.
God,
there was a period around
movie.
here of these gigantic budget Hollywood Chinese co-productions where it'd be like Hollywood stars. There would be at least one segment set somewhere in China, and there would be at least one really famous Chinese actress, always a woman, who would come in and like be important, but also
action
not be able to
movies
act
and
in
like
English.
spy movies are, really. Didn't they do that with Iron Man? I think Iron Man 2 has a whole sequence shot in China where like, I don't know, Iron Man does something for the government of it's very strange.
For China?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Somebody posted it in my Discord server several months ago. I'm gonna have to go find it. It's very interesting. Chinese critics said, in terms of motion capture and technological skill, the Jungle Book reaches the peak of perfection and once again raises the question, where exactly is the boundary between animation and film? But by reproducing a movie from the 1960s, there's a feeling that this version is outdated. Zootopia clearly has a better spirit of the times in dealing with issues involving different ethnicities and peaceful coexistence. Moreover, the film takes a conservative and rather ambiguous attitude toward the conduct of this young boy. It attempts nothing and accomplishes nothing. Which I think is a really interesting criticism because it's absolutely true. Like, none of these critics that think this movie is so great are saying anything about the story. Right. You know, like they're saying sort of like vague things about the feelings implied by the images on screen, but that's nothing about the narrative at all. And I think that seems pretty important to me. Like, is it not? Is it what does Mowgli belong here or not? It doesn't seem like that's ever really resolved. And it seems like this is sort of what they were gesturing toward with the whole like tool thing. And I think it's a pretty okay position to have, that like humans don't have to be completely destructive. Like we can actually help and we can actually make things better. Sometimes we like respect the place that we're in, but it doesn't really seem like that's what's happening either. It doesn't seem like they're really concerned with this, like what Mowgli's story here is really at all. And I think that's odd. This feels kind of soulless.
Yeah. It's just too CGI, and it's like, it's frustrating to me because they have the one single, I'm sorry, there are two live action characters. There's Mowgli and then there's Mowgli's dad in the flashback. And because of that, like, I read in that LA Times review that you mentioned that Mowgli is acting against puppeteers from Jim Henson's company.
Which is good. That's a good way to approach this.
Right. But, like, the uncanny valley part of my brain was pinging the whole time I was watching this movie. Because, like, you know, he's running on whatever blue screen they set up in LA. And it's supposed to represent this massive tree branch, but the pads that are he's running along, there's no bounce to them. There's no movement. And so then they like put a tree underneath him digitally, and then it's just this giant fucking tree branch that, like, if you have a 40 or 50 pound kid run on it, it's still gonna move a little bit. There's gonna be some moss deformation in the moss or something, and just none of that happens. Like, there's the shots of him running through the forest, and it's like they have these plants whipping against him, and he doesn't react at all. That happens again when he runs through a wheat field. Like they'll have things flying, and he'll like the actor who I thought was fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
I thought he was pretty solid.
He's actually Indian, which is a step.
Yeah, sick burn to the Hawaiian community. But he would swat every now and again, and they would try to animate like the thing getting swatted, but he would still be getting whipped and just not whipped by the plant.
Yes.
And not react at all. And it's like, this is the kind of thing I talked about it. I've talked about it in the, when was it? In the 101 Dalmatians one. I talked about it before that. Like, it's great to have the puppeteers there. Like, it gives you something to act against. It gives you something to touch and interact with. But even with this, it's like there's so much in the environment to touch and interact with. You're gonna walk different on moss versus dirt versus tree bark. And it's so frustrating to me that like even on the close-ups, like the thing he was riding on was clearly blue screened. They couldn't just have some set designer make a fucking tree branch.
I know.
Make the back of Bagheera, make the back of Baloo, like give him stuff to grab and to interact with and to feel uncomfortable on his feet, you know? Yeah. And it's just like, it's one of those reasons I think that like modern films that don't do that don't put in the effort to create like physical props are just always gonna be worse.
Yeah. I read a review by a guy named Dominic Griffin who said, hang on. Oh no. I think I exited out of the page. But he said something like, if this is evidence of anything, it's evidence that some minor executive at Disney just saw Life of Pi super drunk and decided that they were gonna do the same thing.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is like, which is like, you know, was sort of half the function of Life of Pi when it came out, was like, ooh, you can't tell the difference between whether it's a real tiger or not. And isn't that crazy? You know? And it's like this era of like maybe 2015 through arguably through today, although I think that the shine has worn off on it, is this idea that we've talked about all the way back since Snow White, where there's some kind of like weirdly, I don't think it's even necessarily like political. It's not necessarily what I mean by this, but there's an ideological component to the way that technology and CG is being deployed in these movies, where it's like the point is to prove that you can recreate reality in such a way that actual reality is like an optional and even kind of lesser component of life itself, you know, that like everything that actually exists physically in the world can and should be improved upon instead of worked with, you know. There's all sorts of stuff in the production notes of this movie about Jon Favreau's like like, it's interesting that you say that about the Uncanny Valley, because that was something that he was like really, really trying to not do, you know, and like animate the animals properly and in a way that isn't going to like set off that aspect of your mind. But also like he's intentionally like fantasticizing them, like Ka. Being
I really
so big.
was not a fan of Ka and of King Louie being so gigantic.
I kind of like King Louie.
It's okay. Really?
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, I also I don't hate the idea of Ka being so huge. It's like the idea is like, you know, he's getting into this part of the jungle where nobody has, you know, ever been. And it's like these, you know, extinct kind of ice age animals still exist here. And that's like, okay with me, except, I just don't like, I can't, just impossible for me to connect properly to a world that is not only completely CG, but is in fact proudly CG. It's only like it wants you to notice how CG it is, and I don't see the I don't find that artistically compelling.
No, it's one of those things that every time there's a technological innovation, whether it's the Xerox type cell shading that they did in 2D, or a computer drawing, or whatever Toy Story is, or CGI in live action movies, and now AI, it's like there are always going to be filmmakers who are like, let's do the thing and let's make the thing the star of the show, and that's always wrong.
It is always wrong.
It's always
well,
wrong.
It's like when you, and this is something that everybody fucking learns in film school, just basic. It's like any editing class, you will take it and you will be told at some point that the best editing is the editing you don't notice. You are trying to hack that aspect of the human mind that is responsible for suspension of disbelief. And for movies to instead announce it's like they're announcing that movies are over and we've transcended the art form and now it's something else entirely, that you shouldn't suspend your disbelief. You should actually be thrilled and amazed at the state of the future, that the future is now and movies are over, and isn't it awesome that none of this movie is real? I find that kind of disturbing.
Yeah,
it's like what is even the point of calling this a live action movie? It's not. It's
stupid. It's so stupid. I've been thinking about this so much because it's I've been watching older movies, and obviously you run into this sort of it's not exactly this, but it's kind of like a survivor bottleneck in ecological biology. You're welcome. Where most of the movies that we are still aware of from the 70s are the best that came out.
Except Pete's Dragon.
Except for Pete's Dragon. And so when you watch an older movie that is still easily available, especially one that's still maybe being shown in theaters, it's probably going to be the best of the best, right? But you watch these old movies and they're really fucking good. And then you watch a newer movie and they're well, we have so much technological advancement and we've done so much and blah, 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 blah. And it's not good. And to me, it's the whole point of movie making, the whole point of writing and of art in general is to do good things. And then you have people who are hold up, wait a second.
Instead.
You can make money doing art, which means I should do a lot of art. And then everything, and then I'll make so much money because I'll do more art. And it's the guy who made Tar, whose name I believe is Todd Field. Todd Fields. Yeah, Todd Fields. Todd Field. No, I was right the first time. He made a movie called Tar, which is fucking amazing. He is also one of the founders of Big League Chew, which is why he doesn't need to make so many movies. He's made 3 movies, and they're all really excellent. I totally forgot where I was going with that. The point is just because there's more technology, just because there's newer technology doesn't mean that it's better. And there's a lot of people, as soon as an industry becomes profitable, and especially one that at least used to be outrageously profitable if you did it right, like filmmaking, it attracts a lot of people whose primary motivation is profit.
Oh, sure.
And that was actually one of the criticisms with Disney in his lifetime, is he was profit motivated. But as we've talked about, he still cared about producing a good thing.
Yeah, he did care about producing a good thing, and he also lived in a a period of sort of like American pragmatist capitalism where the assumption was not necessarily that making money is its own end. Like there was like that attitude was kind of in the background to some extent.
Yeah.
But it was like it was assumed that people who were making money were already doing it for the right reasons, that you're responding to a demand
Sure.
and not just making shit out of thin air and telling
Yeah.
people that they need it or whatever.
Right.
And that of course
And
has always existed, but then it wasn't codified when Disney was working. There's
Right.
assumed.
And of course,
yeah.
yeah, and of course, massive shout out to fucking Milton Friedman for ruining the world. But that's exactly kind of the thing is like more and more people have come into any industry that makes money, not wanting to make good movies and make a living from it, not wanting to like make good hammers and make a living from it, not wanting to make good software and make a living from it, but just like, I want to make money.
Yeah, and
how do I make money the most? Paying the least amount of people,
yeah,
doing the least amount of effort.
like a certain kind of person, I think a lot of them exist in the film industry right now. I think
Yes.
literally think, if they think about it at all, that is like pro-social and socially good, that like it is the case that you make money, and because you made money, your shit must be fire.
Yeah. And it's led to this, it's led to, and I've been thinking about writing a little Substack thing on it, but it's led to this proliferation of like intentionally addictive qualities.
Yeah.
To so many products we consume, because it's like, well, we want to make more money. What's the best way to keep people using our thing? Oh, chemically addict them to it.
And it's like, it's not exactly the same thing, but it's a kind of similar logic with what I think we can track in recent film history now with the development of CG and computer technology in general and its application to movies, where it's like a little bit what we talked about with 101 Dalmatians, where to bring back our ecological metaphors, where like you are extracting this resource. You're not building upon it. You're not working with it. You are just, it's like the point of making new technological innovation is so that you can apply it to movie making, so that it can look really impressive, or you can at least sell it as really impressive, so that people will buy it now and just not really worry about it later, which is exactly what AI is doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it also explains like why all the Disney Marvel movies and all the Disney movies in general have such a fucking formula.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing that their analysts decided had the optimal fucking...
Yeah, the communicative value of art is just like, it's not even a secondary consideration. It's not a consideration at all. It's like, and that's very much the argument of AI, that like art should like properly be thought of as something you experience in a complete vacuum by yourself. It's not an experience you're having with its creator. It's not an experience you're sharing with other people who are watching or listening to or looking at the same thing. It's just, do you think this is pretty or not? And that's what good art is. It's like really pretty dystopian, I think.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. And the critics in this era are really taken by that idea. They're, for some reason, in this period of American film culture, like critics are just really excited about the idea that we can just replace the entire world with CG. And that's why we have to all fucking deal with AI now, because the Jungle Book made $1 billion.
I think it's one of those things where it's like a new technology arrives and they're like, oh, wow, this will be so cool to like supplement the stuff that we already like.
Right.
And then because it's cheaper or whatever, it's more convenient or whatever, it just ends up taking over. And then you're like, wait, no, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? That's stupid. That's a stupid thing to do. Like, movies released in 2016. Like, 2016 still had quite a lot of, well, not really.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say like quite a lot of like normal, like
Not really. I mean,
Not
that
really.
Forbes thing, you know,
50
everybody
Shades of Black. No, what? I don't know. What that
everybody
is.
was
That's a joke.
watching
That's nothing.
superhero movies and talking animal movies.
That's true. It was Rogue, the
Mm-hmm.
top domestic gross of 2016. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, Finding Dory, Captain America: Civil War, Secret Life of Pets, Jungle Book, Deadpool, Zootopia, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, and Sing were the top 10 movies of 2016.
And these are all movies that it's like you can tell why the industry, decided that nobody really cares about movies and it's all just about what fancy spectacle you can make with your computers.
Yeah.
Just look at all these movies. It is all superheroes and talking animals. There's nothing wrong with superheroes and talking animals, but it's like they looked at that and decided it was the visual spectacle that people were coming back for, that people were just so impressed by how these movies looked, like not how they looked in congruence with their narrative quality, but that they just looked good, which is a bizarre lesson to take. Well, I mean, no, it isn't a bizarre lesson to take because the Jungle Book is really narratively thin, and apparently everybody fucking loved it. You know, I was gonna say that like it's a bizarre lesson to take because like the movies that we're talking about, Zootopia and Finding Dory and Captain America: Civil War, like these are pretty good movies. I think they're written well. You know, like there's something there outside just what they look like.
Right.
But I guess it doesn't fucking matter.
No, it's disappointing. What was your favorite part of this movie?
When Baloo is telling Mowgli to go up and get the honey for him, and there's there's like a squirrel and a little pig and a pangolin, and they all emerge out of the forest, and they're really cute. I like that. What was your favorite part?
Yeah. I had a couple favorite parts. This is actually a joke because it's my least favorite part. There's a rain scene early on when Mowgli is like leaving the wolves. And I noticed that it was pouring rain and the child actor was not dripping.
Oh my God.
He was just
dude.
wet. And I realized they just soaked this child and then maybe had some small sprinkle and then put a fucking rain filter over the shot. Like, God damn it. That made me so upset.
This really is the beginning of like, just imagine the movie you would have liked to see, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we understand that this kid isn't dripping wet, but there's so much set dressing here. I mean, not actual set dressing, just digital set dressing that you can convince yourself if you squint. So, which is not any different from the thing that they're supposedly trying to like improve upon. You know, like it used to be that movies had
Instead
to
of recording just people under a rain machine. Sing in the Rain still looks fucking sick today. Jungle Book is only 9 years old and it looks pretty bad. In my opinion.
and it's really frustrating too because we'll talk about this more with The Lion King, I'm sure. Oh, there was supposed to be a sequel to this movie, by the way, because it made $1 billion.
It's like still in development.
Oh, it's not happening.
Supposedly?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think what happened is The Lion King came out and everybody hated it, and so they were like, "Oh shit, maybe people actually are interested in more than just trying to recreate like nature documentary footage completely digitally with however many millions of dollars and however much water you're wasting to cool these like servers,
Yeah. Yeah. My actual favorite part. No. I don't know. My wonderful girlfriend, she said the end credits are better than the actual movie.
The end credits are cute.
Um.
The point what I was saying is that like also in The Lion King and here too, like there are shots where there's genuine like there's an artistry to CG and to that kind of animation, and you can see a lot of it.
Yeah, look at Denis Villeneuve. He's incredible at using CG in a great way.
Absolutely. There are like individual shots that I think are really beautiful in this movie, and it's really really frustrating to see that there's talent in the film industry right now that's just getting fucking wasted because it's all like watered down by this warmed over IP bullshit.
It's awful.
God,
It's really sad.
it is sad.
Um,
Your favorite part, you were saying.
my favorite part, dog. I don't know, man. I kind of thought it was funny when I was like, okay, I guess it's another remake that's not a musical, and then Bill Murray starts singing.
Yeah, it's lazy about it though. Oh,
And then later
I also,
Christopher Walken starts
I
singing.
think I like Christopher Walken as King Louis. I think it's a good performance.
I guess I like that. I don't know. I didn't. Oh, the animals, they call fire the red flower,
Yeah.
which to me sounds like a euphemism for a vagina. So
Yes.
I just like, I feel like fire is not a rare enough occurrence for them to not have a word for fire.
They call it that in the original though.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like a vagina in the original. It sounds, when they say it, when the way they say red flower, it sounds like a vagina.
If you say so.
And I say that as among the least misogynistic men of all time.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Probably in a pure percentage sense across world
Yeah,
history.
I'm probably in like I'm probably assuming like all of humanity dies out in the next 20 years. I'm probably like the bottom 10% of misogynists ever.
Maybe, yeah.
You're welcome. All women.
Don't watch this movie.
Yeah, don't watch this movie. I think watch the original one.
Yeah. It's
I think
nice.
if you like cheesy 90s action movies, watch that one.
I don't know. You can skip that one too, in my opinion.
Don't watch the new one.
It could have been worse. It could have been. It's not Snow White bad. It's not even Lion King bad.
Nothing's Snow White
Nothing
bad
Snow
yet.
White bad.
Snow White is so bad, it's making us like everything else more.
Yeah.
Snow White trauma.
I watched this Snow White drama. I watched this with my boyfriend, and he was uncharacteristically silent, which tells me that there was less to criticize, but he's also sick, so who knows?
He's also sick.
Yeah, he might just be tired.
Aw. I hope he gets better.
He's getting better. He's fine.
What should people watch instead of this movie?
Oh gosh. Since my lovely boyfriend has been sick, well, I have two suggestions. We've been sitting on the couch and watching a lot of TV, and one thing we watched the day before yesterday was 13 Assassins. Have you seen 13 Assassins?
No.
It's a movie by Takashi Miike. It's not new. It's from 2011, I think. It's like
2010.
a very classic samurai movie. It is itself a remake.
Right.
It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. It's like very Kurosawa, you know.
Yeah.
But Takashi Miike himself is like I don't know if I'd call him a horror director exactly. But like his most famous movies are I'd say his most famous, at least in my circles, are Ichi the Killer and Audition. He's a little bit of a torture porn director. And there's a movie, hang on, let me let the cat out.
He's made like 2 movies a year since 1995.
So it's a movie about a bunch of samurai who get together to assassinate like a lord who's really sadistic and is about to be appointed.
It's a classic. It's a classic like Sengoku period.
Yes.
Ronin tale. I'm aware.
It's so good.
I was a teenage American boy. I know Japanese history.
Yeah, go watch that. It's amazing. And then also I've been watching a lot of sumo wrestling lately. It's the perfect spectator sport. I've discovered.
I really like watching hockey. I find hockey to be the perfect spectator sport. Yeah, I watched The Bad Guys 2 on the plane back from Thanksgiving. I was worried that it would be bad, and I really liked The Bad Guys 1, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
It was pretty good.
I didn't love the trailer, so I should watch it.
No, I didn't watch it in theaters because I was like, this is not going to be good. This is a good movie.
Okay.
Watch that one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else?
I guess not.
Okay.
You need to thank our patrons.
Oh, shit. I do need to thank our patrons. Patreon.com. Big shout out to our patrons. Andrew Osborne, Sheila Kelly, that's my mom, Spooky Teeths, Deborah Stanley, William Bentley, Janelle Rose, A Long Way Home, Ryder, Seamus Bratag, The Wizard Sober, Mark Wampler, C-Tone, Wellen Inspector, Joshua Paul, Fading into Obscurity, The Antithesis, Wells Harrell, Forrest Cochran, Ted the Dead, Ryan Faber, Andrew Ray, Semwa, Gun Parade, Colleen Burns, Chimerathon, Charlotte Detweiler, James Trendle, Sky Colleen, Christine H., Chloe, Dana Lloyd, Donnie, Aaron Summers, Thomas McFarland. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're the reason we're going to do a second season when we're done. We're very excited. It's going to be horror.
I'm so excited. You're going to have such a bad time.
I'm going to be fucking miserable.
It's going to almost make up for your disastrous ski trip that you took me on.
It was so funny. When I ditched you on the hill because you were going too slow, I remember that.
Your dad had to gently coax me down.
Thank you so much for listening.
What's next?
To episode 9 of Once More with Feeling. Yeah. Stay tuned in 2 weeks for Pete's Dragon.
Yes.
And for the patrons, stay tuned for Sleeping Beauty and Maleficent. That should be coming in like a week.
Yeah, I can get that edited by next week.
I forget what else I do. Oh, if you want to support us like those wonderful patrons I talked about like a minute ago, you can find us on Patreon. There's a link in the show notes. Follow us on social media, mostly Instagram right now, with Feeling Pod. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, anything else, you can email us at withfeelingpod@gmail.com.
I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Outro music.
Bye. Yeah.
Too often stripped of love, just stare like the